Hello and welcome to the Yorkshire Voice on Tuesday the 22nd of May. I'm Katie Hazeldine.
And I'm Kate Whittaker, and here are today's top stories.
A minute's silence for Manchester. Hundreds gather in Bradford to mark the first anniversary of the Arena attack.
Tackling loneliness. A Leeds-based charity celebrates 3 years of bringing people together.
And how a 68-year-old granny hopes to inspire the next generation to rock and roll, Elvis Presley style.
But first, today marks the 1-year anniversary of the Manchester Arena terror attack. Hundreds were injured, along with 22 people who lost their lives when a bomb exploded after an Ariana Grande concert. 6 of the victims were from our region, and memorial events have been held in cities across Yorkshire, including Bradford, from where Tanya Jackier sent this report.
Here in Bradford, hundreds gathered this afternoon in Centenary Square to mark the 1-year anniversary of the Manchester attack. The community was directly affected by the bombing and wanted to come together to show support for Manchester, the victims and their families.
So today is Bradford's part in the national remembrance of that day on the 22nd of May last year when we had the Manchester bombings and the atrocious scenes that we all saw on television there. And actually there were people in Bradford directly affected by that event, and today is an opportunity to come together and remember it together and try and stand up to such things which obviously have no place in our society. I think first of all it's the coming together. It's showing here you saw people from all walks of society, all across Bradford, different parties, police, all coming together to say we stand together in the face of this atrocity and we will not let it defeat us. We will always stand as a community together. And Manchester are doing that a lot today, and it's really bringing them together to commemorate that, and we wanted to stand alongside them as well and remember on their behalf, but also on the residents of Bradford who are also affected. So very important to remember.
Well, we've been joining together with the people of Manchester and throughout other cities as well in this country as we commemorate 1 year since the sadness of Manchester's suicide bomb. Well, it's important for 3 reasons. First, it's important that we remember because actually the people who are living with the grief and with the injuries need continuing support. But it's also important that we use these moments to reflect on the kind of world that we want, to pray for that world to come into being, to be part of the answer to our prayers, but also to say that actually we're not going to give in to the fear that's behind this kind of stuff, but that we're actually going to continue to engage in life in the full sense of the word and to celebrate life, which is those are the themes that they're working with in Manchester and the themes that we should all be working with, I think, at a sad time like this.
6 people from Yorkshire lost their lives in the attack. Ariana Grande sent a message, tweeting that she was sending all of the light and warmth she had to offer on this challenging day. Tanya Jackier reporting for Yorkshire Voice.
A Leeds-based charity is celebrating 3 years of helping to prevent people becoming isolated in their community. Time to Shine run different projects around Leeds to help people who are lonely. An event is being held in Leeds City Museum, which will provide a variety of entertainment. Jasmine Blackar reports.
I'm joined by Emily Axel, who is the campaign officer. So, Emily, please can you just tell me a bit about Time to Shine and what is it you do?
Well, Time to Shine is a lottery-funded project to help find out what works to address social isolation for older people in Leeds. It's been funded for 6 years and we're just halfway through the programme now. So we're taking some time out on Friday to celebrate kind of what we've done so far in the past 3 years, what we've learned, how many people we've reached, and then look forward to what our plans are for the next 3 years.
Okay. And so the celebration is going to be in the Leeds City Museum. Yeah. So what is it you're planning to do for this celebration? Like, how are you going to celebrate?
That's right. It's at the Leeds Museum at 11 o'clock on Friday, the 25th of May. It's open to anybody who wants to drop in and just learn a little bit more about what we're doing. So we've got a few things going on. We're going to have stalls from a lot of our delivery partners, so people can go around and find out what people have done so far and some of our new projects and what they're going to be planning in the next few years. We've just commissioned a whole load of new projects, and it's really exciting to find out what they're going to be doing. We'll have a bit of performance from the performance ensemble doing some music and dance, and we also have a couple of workshops so people can learn about some of the more specific topics we've been learning about here at Time to Shine. And as with any good celebration event, there'll be lunch at the end.
So, Time for Shine has been running for 3 years now, and what is like the biggest achievement that you've done within the 3 years, and how has like the charity grown?
Well, we're really proud of how many people we've reached. In the past 3 years, we've involved about 7,600 people across the city of Leeds, and that's either as participants or volunteers. A lot of people have got involved as volunteers because they want to help out with their community and give something back and help address social isolation and loneliness. And we've gathered a lot of research and statistics about how people have felt being part of the projects. We're also just proud of the fact that it's getting the conversation started and people starting to talk about loneliness and isolation more as a problem.
What would your message be for anyone who is like suffering loneliness?
Well, a lot of people just say you've just got to take that first step out the door. And if you can get out the front door and then get to the end of your walk and then get to the pavement and then get to an activity that's going on near you. There's lots of activities and opportunities for people to get involved in Leeds, and it's just sometimes a matter of taking that first step. I think my message would be that you're not alone. A lot of people experience the same thing, and if you can get over the fear of just talking about it and saying, I am feeling a little bit lonely, I might need a little bit of help, then you'll probably find that there are lots of people out there who maybe have experienced the same thing, and they can welcome you into an activity or an event, and you can really start to get over that.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me today. Jasmine Blacker, Yorkshire Voice.
And now for some news in brief. Commuters have been hit with the heavy train delays for the second day in a row, with 33 services cancelled this morning. Northern Rail's train timetable changes led to chaos across the north, and with 2 strikes planned on Thursday and Saturday, the disruption looks set to continue.
Marks and Spencer are closing over 100 of their stores across the country by 2022. The store, which started over 130 years ago at Leeds Market, has announced the next 14 stores will close this year and next, the closest of which is a store in Darlington.
A mini recreation of the Yorkshire Dales made by tourism organisation Welcome to Yorkshire has won the Best Construction Award at the Chelsea Flower Show. Yorkshire's entry to the annual Royal Horticultural Society's prestigious event also won a gold medal in the gardens category. The garden features dry stone walls made from Wensleydale stone.
York is welcoming the opening of a new exhibition at York Army Museum. The exhibition is focusing on the return of soldiers after First World War and the lasting effects. Olivia Dobson reports.
The exhibition is funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. It's about the impact of the First World War legacies.
Clearly, a lot of people survived the First World War, but many came home injured and incapacitated.
This exhibition shows the medals from the people who returned from the Great War. The painting on the right is of significance because it was the last of the action that took place before Armistice Day.
In the exhibition we have some amazing artefacts, a lot of intriguing information, and it's a fantastic insight into World War I.
Within the exhibition there are some military medals on display, one of which was awarded on the bridge right at the end of the war.
Many men came back to rehabilitation in hospitals. Many buildings and ground homes were converted to rehabilitation centres. And here we feature some of the work done by some of the soldiers in rehabilitation, from embroidery to manufacture of table mats.
A chance across the museum. I think it's great to see the museum still up and running. It reminds young people what has been done by the army for this country.
The exhibition also has a digital database where people can see the names of the fallen from where they live. Olivia Dobson reporting for the Yorkshire Voice.
And now, a Bradford lady who has been dancing for decades has qualified to become a dance teacher at 68 years old.
Yes, Wendy Gautry is putting on her blue suede shoes and now hopes to inspire a love of rock and roll and her idol Elvis Presley among a new generation of dancers. Katie went down to meet her.
68-year-old Wendy Gautry has been dancing ballroom and Latin for over 3 decades. In October last year, she decided to take her passion for dancing and love for Elvis Presley a step further and has recently qualified as a rock and roll teacher.
I've gone right up through to Nationwide Medalist of the Year, been in the final 6 times, under Ballroom, Latin, Modern Sequence and Classical, which is old time. And then in October I decided that was it, I'm not going to compete anymore. But then I still wanted a goal, something for me, something that I enjoyed, and I went straight back to my rock and roll, which I learnt in 1961. Absolutely love it, and said, right, I'm going to see if I can be a teacher in rock and roll, which is what I've done. And I've just qualified. So I'm hoping I can build up the love that I've got of rock and roll and take it forward to other people. It was a dance that was, everybody were doing it, and if you could dance with the older boys because they could dance, it was fab. And it's just lovely to go back to me, if you like, your grassroots, and also give it back. Let the kids enjoy it as well.
Wendy's love for rock and roll began in the Elvis era, and as a superfan and now a qualified rock and roll teacher, she wants to keep Elvis's spirit alive and spread her love for the classic dance to the younger generation. But what is it about Elvis Presley that she just loves so much?
Well, it's got to be his good looks, isn't it? Well, he was then good looks. And his songs and his singing, it was just fab. I just loved him to bits. So as I'm doing my rock and roll, I will promote to the children, because they won't know who he is, but they will once I've taught them.
Wendy will begin teaching her rock and roll workshops at AW School of Dance during the summer. This is Katie Hazeldine reporting for the Yorkshire Voice. Double world champion and Olympic silver medalist Kerry-Anne Payne has been in Leeds today attending a sports science summit. The 3-day event focuses on key themes around high performance sport. Our reporter Zohar Shah is with her right now.
I am here at the Science and Sports Summit 2018 at Leeds Trinity University with Kerry-Anne Payne, who is the double championship and Olympic silver medalist in open water swimming. So, what brought you here today?
Well, a really good friend of mine, Dr. Scott Gardner, who's also speaking at the event this week, he asked if I would come along and give a sports science background, I guess, but more from an athlete's perspective. So, my experiences over an 18-year career, I've had lots of sports science done to me, if you like, over the years. So, he thought it'd be really interesting to have a different perspective, my perspective.
And I'm aware that you've retired as an athlete, so what are you up to these days?
Yeah, so retirement's been great. I'm enjoying it, but instead of swimming myself now, I'm now coaching. So not only do I coach individuals how to swim, but also I'm doing a big coaching the coaches program, which is really exciting, and I'm really enjoying kind of creating a whole bunch of brand new amazing coaches specific to open water. And then on top of that, I also still get to travel the world, which is nice, with a sports and retreat business where we take people to beautiful locations around the world to teach them how to swim.
And what about encouraging the youth? How are you encouraging them?
Yeah, so swimming is such an amazing sport. It's a real life skill as well, and not only is it like a full body workout, and I don't just mean by the muscles in your body, but actually muscles in your head. It's a really calming effect on a lot of people. A lot of people use it for kind of mental health and just that mindfulness that I think a lot of students don't really get, especially if they've got really packed, hectic schedules. So swimming's a really great way of keeping fit, but also giving yourself a bit of freedom, a bit of time.
Well, thank you so much, Kerry-Anne.
And that's it for the moment, but join us again tomorrow at 4 o'clock for more news across the region.
Don't forget to check the Yorkshire Voice website for regular updates throughout the day, and if you'd like to tell us what you think about any of the stories that we've covered, or if you have a story you think we should know about, you can get in touch on Twitter @YorkshireV or on Facebook and Instagram. We look forward to hearing from you. Goodbye.